Alright guys, by special request, we have an amazing headliner for you guys. Are you ready for the fantastically talented Mr. Jack? Yeah. Give it up for Mr. Jack Holmes!
Hey, one more time for Matthew Murphy, everybody. Sorry, let me thank him in the manner he's accustomed to. Barcelona, thank you very much for being here. Thank you for risking your safety by attending this show. I don't speak a lot of Spanish, but apparently craft is Spanish for fire hazards. It's fun. I'm glad to be back in Barcelona. I was outside during the break, and someone said, "Oh, you're not from town." So let me ask you this: what's the most Spanish thing you've seen since you've been in town? And right as they asked me that, the person next to him, who was rolling a joint, dropped a nugget of weed, bent down to pick it up, came back up, realized that they picked up a cockroach. Didn't panic, just casually just put the cockroach back down on the ground, and then picked up their nugget of weed and continued rolling the joint. And I said, that is the most Spanish thing I've seen since I've been here. Oh, this is what I do. I do this for a living. It's fun. I get to travel around a lot. It's fun. It's a fun and interesting way to get to see the world, but if I'm honest, it's a bad way to get to see the world. Because I'm grateful that I get to go to new countries and experience new cultures, but the problem is my opinion on that country or that culture is normally based pretty largely in how well my show that night went. Like, I was in Munich a couple of months ago, and a girl comes up to me after the show and she says, "Can I give you some constructive criticism?" Alright. She goes, "I did not enjoy your show." Now, this happened 6 months ago. I'm still waiting for the constructive part of that sentence to arrive via email. But because of that experience, now my opinion is, fuck Munich. That girl wasn't even German. It's such an unfair way to base an opinion. I don't do things when I go out, when I get to a new country. I don't go out and sightsee. If I do, it's just so I can have something to make fun of when I'm at my show that night. It's like, oh, what's stupid about this town? But 9 times out of 10, I just lock myself in a hotel room. About as much local culture I'll get as when I go on Pornhub and I see what people in my area are watching. Like, I just got back from doing a show in Bosnia, and I was really excited to go there because I'd never been before, and now I was getting flown in to make Bosnian people laugh, which, by the way, I did not do. If you ever want a hard 90 minutes, go to Bosnia and try and make people smile at you as they stare through you with their dead little Yugoslavian eyes. Fucking half an hour into my 90-minute set, I've heard nothing but silence, hatred, and crickets. I'm just like, do I even exist? Is this really happening? And because of that experience, I'm Team Serbia. So, it's not necessarily the best way to get to see the world. If you didn't get that joke, I'll explain it to you afterwards. I'm from England, live in Austria. Don't worry, I'm not going to be doing any Brexit jokes tonight. Because I think... No, I'm not going to, hence why I just said I'm not going to be doing any Brexit jokes tonight. You know what? Just for that, fuck you. You get a Brexit joke. It's a divisive topic. I don't normally like talking about it anymore because half the world is just sick of hearing about it, which they have apparently no problem vocalizing when I'm in the middle of a performance. Right? So you come on, you're like, oh, fucking Brexit's a mess, and the rest of the world is just, it's been 3 years of watching 2 people in a toxic relationship threaten to leave each other. It's like, fuck you, I'll be better off without you. Alright, well the door's over there, take your goddamn baked beans with you. Oh, I will take the baked beans, but don't think I'm not going to be using the Netflix password, my lady. You can kiss my ass if you think you're leaving, you're taking the Netflix password with you. And then like, the remaining half of the world will still listen to your sympathy, like they'll listen to you, but there's no sympathy anymore. Because they've just heard it for too long now, and they're just going, oh man, the country's a disaster, we're all gonna die, and they're sat there going, well, what did you expect? You colonized the country that invented karma. That's a scary joke to tell because it always takes audiences a split second to get it, but not every crowd does, and I just got a whole fucking fort like, oh, please Christ, don't make me look like an idiot now. Side note, I don't think Indian people ever ate spicy food before the British showed up. I think it was just a way to try and scare us off. Like, we rocked up on the beaches and we were just like, this is our country now, you go make us dinner. Alright. Chili powder. They have a pepper there, it's called the Buchalokia. It's one of the third hottest peppers in the world. Its original use is they would tie it around villages on pieces of string to stop elephants from stampeding their huts. But then the British showed up and they started putting those in the stew because apparently a herd of stampeding elephants isn't quite as destructive as a British colonial fleet. There's your fucking Brexit joke. I live in Austria, and politically it's not much of a better landscape. I don't know if you guys been paying attention to Austria, and I don't know why anybody would. Like, there was a big political scandal there earlier in the year where one of the right-wing politicians had a secret business meeting in Ibiza to collude, to conspire to corrupt the Austrian media, and the whole thing got secretly recorded and it got released, and then everyone in fucking Austria lost their minds, and the people, the Viennese, they organized a protest opposite the Parliament building, and everyone in Austria was saying, why are you protesting? The guy got fired, you already won. And I know you're missing the point. They're not protesting because they're angry, they're Austrians, they're organizing because they're happy. That's what they do. They're like Germans with less of a sense of humor. Like bureaucracy is like foreplay to those people, and I know that because every time I get involved in Austrian bureaucracy, I end up getting screwed at the end of it. And for their protest, you can't have a good protest about a live band, and what band did they hire for their protest? The Vengaboys. Yeah, because oh hey, we're going to Ibiza song. And now people are saying, oh, Austrians don't know how to protest, they hired the Vengaboys. I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about? They hired the Vengaboys. That has to be the single greatest protest I have ever heard of in my life. If you want to piss off a right-wing extremist government, you don't start flipping cop cars over like a child. Oh, you threw a brick through the window of a bank? Cool. And what time did your mum pick you up afterwards? No, if you want to piss off a right-wing extremist government, you do what they did. You organize a concert opposite the Parliament building, and you hire the Vengaboys. The gayest possible bands that you could get. I don't mean gay in the derogatory sense. I mean literally pound for pound the amount of homosexuality that you can cram into a musical act. Like, they could have hired Elton John to blow a man dressed like Freddie Mercury as he did a cover of Gimme a Man After Midnight by ABBA on a rainbow piano. It would not have been as queer positive as having 10,000 people throwing volleyballs singing Boom Boom I Want You in My Room. They have a song called Rocket to Your Anus. How much do you think the Chancellor enjoyed his day at work? Alright, well that's it for my political material. Let's get personal. I am the rarest of all creatures. I am a fat vegan. Yeah, see, some of you look quite skeptical at that statement. Like, oh yeah, he's a vegan. He looks like he ate a vegan. I'm a vegan on a diet as well. Wrap your head around how fucking insane that is, because veganism is already a pretty strict diet. I ask you guys, how bad do you have to fuck up a diet that you need to go on a second diet simultaneously? The worst thing is I'm on 2 diets, I'm gaining weight. I don't even understand how this is possible, because as a vegan I can eat nothing, and then I go on a diet where I can eat even less nothing, and I'll admit I'm not great at maths, but I don't understand how I was able to subtract nothing from nothing and get tits. So I had to grow a beard just to hide the fact I grew a chin. I realized I'd gotten too fat when I noticed that all my friends had stopped making fun of me for being too fat. Okay, well, congratulations. Apparently none of you have ever had that problem, but as a fat person, it's like, because you go from skinny to putting on a couple of pounds, and then it's fucking hilarious to call you cream cake tits for 6 months. But then eventually you eat that one donut that crosses you over the threshold, and now it's just sad. Now it's body shaming if they make fun of you. Do you have any idea how fucking depressing it is to join a gym and your fitness goal just be, I want to lose enough weight to get fat shamed again? Hey, how's it going, lard ass? Oh, you noticed. Thank you. I have been working out. And please don't be the person to come up to me after the show with weird questions about veganism. Like, I deal with this all the time. It's like, oh, are you really vegan? No, I'm lying about it to be more popular. Like, because people treat veganism like it's a hostage situation. They'll come up to you and like, oh, you're vegan? Okay, blink twice if you need an omelette. I did this to myself. It was my own ideology. People still try and rescue me from it. It's like, all right, I get it. You don't want to kill animals to eat. But would you eat an animal that had died of natural causes? Cancer cow! Well, I don't mind if I do. I was ready to commit to an ideology, but now you've given me this little loophole. Fuck it. Bring on the Chernobyl chicken wings. At least 2 people in the last 6 months have come up to me like, oh, you're vegan? That's cool. I just stopped eating octopus. And then they're silent, isn't it? And now your turn to say something. It's like, all right. Why? Oh, it's because they're intelligent. You know, if you put an octopus in a jar, it can unscrew the lid from the inside and free itself. Isn't that cool? No. That's fucking terrifying. Because that means we can't trap them. Have you ever seen an octopus? Look! I'm surprised they're even edible. As far as I can tell, they're made out of nightmares. They've got a beak that can crush diamonds. They can camouflage themselves. They're poisonous. They've got 8 legs. It's basically a spider you can't drown. And now you're telling me they can use tools? Oh, we're dead! As a species, we're not ready to deal with this. Most of us only have a 70% success rate of opening jars from the outside. I don't know how we're supposed to compete with this. And if they're so damn intelligent, what else are they capable of? Maybe the right-wingers are right. Maybe global warming is a conspiracy designed by the octopus to keep us fighting amongst ourselves, so we're there arguing over the merits of what a 16-year-old Swedish girl has to say about climate change. Meanwhile, we're too distracted to notice them grabbing swordfish and using them to chisel away at the ice caps so they melt faster, the sea levels rise quicker, they can bring the fight to our turf and then laugh hysterically as only 60% of us are able to free ourselves from the inside of a giant jam jar. I want you to know that's a really weird thing to applaud, but fuck it, I'll take it. Well, Jack, if you don't like octopus, why don't you eat them? I don't like most humans, but I don't think cannibalism's an appropriate solution. Like, I live in Vienna now, it's a big city, but when I first moved to Austria, I moved to the forest because I was sick of living in like big cities and I wanted to live in, you know, beautiful, peaceful, serenic Austrian countryside. So I moved into this house which is just on the outskirts of a forest thinking I'm going to be able to get a decent night's sleep and just lose myself in the beauty of nature. But the people I moved in with neglected to tell me that I was moving in next door to a peacock farm. So now, instead of getting to fall asleep to the sound of crickets and a gentle stream, I have to fall asleep to the sound of peacocks fucking. And do you know what noise a peacock makes when it fucks? That's one. It takes 2. And this was a farm. Every fucking night I would just open my window and it was just the sounds of an orgy of peacock lust so they can make more fucking peacocks, and why it's a useless, shitty animal. We don't eat them, we don't wear them, we don't bring them on airplanes as emotional support animals, which begs the question, what sort of maniac opens a peacock farm? What kind of insane, sadistic, Willy Wonka supervillain origin story is this? His dude and his wife just fucking move to the forest because they dream of opening up their own farm, but then they get crushed under the mechanics of consumer capitalism, and the dude's slowly there going insane because he can't sell his carrots at the farmer's market anymore, and the wife's there going, well, maybe if we plant some more zucchini, and he's there going, nah, peacocks. Well, what do peacocks make? More fucking peacocks! I swear to God, I will never eat an animal product again, but I would gladly support a restaurant that served peacock meat. Oh, I'd bring a peacock into the restaurant with me, have it sat across the table from me as I order a peacock burger with a peacock egg on top of it, and as it put down in front of me, I just like, look at that. That's your husband and your kids. Oh, don't worry, Mrs. Peacock. I'm not going to eat it. I'm just going to take Instagram photos of it and then knock it on the floor. Hashtag. There's a fine line between stand-up comedy and a mental breakdown.
Well, if you bloody well enjoyed that, you'll bloody well enjoy the next video, so go ahead and watch it. Oh, when is it? Subscribe to it. Like the video, share it with your mates, talk about it, comment below, enjoy.